this wonderful time of the year watching the Saturday football, the Washington Commanders versus the San Francisco 49ers. The game was so good, we decided to come on before it even got over with, man. Psych. We blew a game that was winnable at some point. It was winnable at some point. And listen, it was 7-7 at halftime. That's a winnable game to me.
Yeah, okay.
You go in, you make adjustments. You're ready for the adjustments. That's a winnable game in any situation.
Y'all kill me, man.
Hey, listen. What is 7-7? That's not a winnable game.
No,
it is. It is a winnable game.
That's a winnable game.
No, it's not, man.
We had like maybe 4 fatal plays that killed this game.
We're not even in the league, man. We're not in their league. We're not even close.
If they had a professional quarterback,
they are a Super Bowl team with a 7 rate.
Stop crying.
You stop. Now you stop.
You stop crying, man. We played a good game up until halftime, and now you want to poo-poo on it. You even texted it. Which one of y'all texted me talking about they're not killing us? We fighting, fellas. We fighting. That was you, Big Al. That was you. And then at halftime, you just deleted the thing. Man, we suck. We're not even in that league.
We're not.
7-7 is a winnable game.
We don't have a 97.
Huh?
We don't have a 97.
Well, that's obvious. But they had a 97 in the first half. It was still 7-7. All I'm saying is
we don't have the offensive line. We don't have an 85.
We didn't have none of that.
We don't have an 85.
All I'm saying is
we didn't have a 23
in the first half, but we were still 7-7, ready to go in the second.
We don't have those linebackers they got. You see the linebackers where they run? Do we have that?
You know we don't have that. You know we don't have that. Well, you asked me that.
So you trying to tell me that talent doesn't matter? Talent doesn't matter.
No, I said it was a winnable game. I didn't say they're better than us. I didn't say we was better than them. I said 7-7.
They're not better than us.
Winnable game.
They're not better than us.
You're not even listening to me, are you?
No, I'm asking you a question.
You wait until I'm finished so you can ask a question that I just answered.
Asking you a question.
I just answered it. I said we're not better than them. I didn't say
okay, thank you. That's what I said. That's what I said.
We're not better than half the teams we play, but we beat some of them. That's not the point.
We beat Philly.
You show up and you play the game. 7-7 at halftime, winnable game. Now, you know what they
tell you one thing.
That was up to them.
Okay, man. All right.
I mean, we're not gonna win it when it's 30-14, of course.
Okay, man.
What I'm saying, God dang. I'll poo-poo everything, man. Poo-poo. He started this show with his arm folded up. Fuck these niggas. I don't like them. Look at him. He's still.
I'm waiting for you to tell me that it's Jack's fault or is Ron's fault.
Ron, I'll tell you.
Wait for you to say it. You say it every game.
I'll say this.
You never say it's Dan's fault. That's one thing you won't say, Deacon. You won't say it's Dan's fault.
Here, how about this?
I came here because Mitch and Murray asked me to. They asked me for a favor. I said, the real favor, follow my advice and fire your fucking ass because a loser is a loser.
All right, you happy?
Still ain't Dan.
Still ain't Dan's fault.
Listen, when was the last time you seen Dan? I can't get a tape on.
He on the boat. He can't come to the country.
You can't see him.
He's not allowed to come to the country.
Listen, I bet he show up for that $7 billion. He about to get paid.
Nah, he gonna get a cash out for $7 billion. He ain't gonna be on that boat, man.
Cash.
That's a professional cash out there.
Hey, so okay, listen. It was an honorary beatdown. We showed up in the first half. And then that's where our kryptonite is. Because then during halftime, adjustments do fall on coaching personnel. And you saw how the 49ers came back and just drove down the field as if there was a whole different team. Because that has been glaring. Y'all don't like when I say it, man. Ron calling that 4th and 1 or 4th, whatever it was, in our territory with the game the way it was not the play, man. I mean, you can't explain that to me. I don't know what he saw or what he thought. I know he didn't think that Scott had that unstoppable play that they've been holding on to, and then the team was going to execute it with proficiency. I know he wasn't thinking that, but he went for it like he was trying to make a statement, like nobody's talking about me, so let me do this. And I was just like, damn. And they just took the wind out of our sails. I didn't think they were going to get a 30 burger on us because of the way we were playing. But it ended up that way. From that point on, everything just went downhill, man. And what they say about crap, it rolls downhill. And it was just, that's what it was, man. Even the shoulders dropped for the players. Everybody just kind of was like, man, this is here we are. And it just became ugly, man. And that's why I was telling y'all, come on, let's get on now. I didn't care if the quarter was over. It didn't matter. Nope, we're not going to come back, as you said, Al, as us not being the team to do it. Even though Wentz, as you guys saw, threw a couple passes. I don't know if it was because the defense was like, man, the game is over.
Frantic time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, or whatever. So we didn't even
coming after him though. He took some hits. It was coming after him. He took some hits.
And the first pass Wentz threw was high. And the very first pass was high. I was like, God, I think I started cooking. Hey, listen, at that point, it was over for me. I don't know. I couldn't tell you from that point when Wentz came in to the end of the game. I couldn't tell you. I'm not going to give you the thing. But I will say, let's look at bright spots and let's get out of here, man. Bright spots is that Jahan Dotson, I think, his debut. He came out to prove that, hey, he's a beast. Y'all people going to have to look for him. Scott should have been thrown to him, but he's damn sure healthy. And he throw the ball up because he always knows how to go back and get it. I'm glad that his quarterback at Penn State taught him how to go back and get it because that's what you're going to have to do with Heineke. And, man, and then it was a wrap. I did like Al that you did convince Mr. Turner to run the ball. He seemed to stay consistent with it. We got all the way through the first half, 7-7, because I think he ran the ball. One of the things I think your boy broke the record on 49ers, that they were like holding teams to a certain thing, but your boy had 55 yards or something already in the first half. So, I mean, that is what Deacon is talking about when you have an opportunity. But Scott ran out of plays, what happened to the read option? What happened to the counter trade that he ran in the game before? He's just like, he just abandoned stuff. And he was like, yo, this off tackle move here is going to be the play. And they were like, oh, they're going to run off tackle right here. And they just clogged the hole. And he couldn't, no adjustments. I did see, it's like a different playbook for the quarterback. Wentz threw the ball to Gibson in the flats. I tweeted out the way we should play this game going into the second half. Keep running. Throw the ball to Gibson in the flats. I said, do one or two Samuels, sweeps to get the defense tired, and then give the ball to Robinson. I called it. Didn't see it at all until Wentz got in the game and he threw to what's the name in the flats. They just started marching down the fields, and I'm like, so is it like what we said, Al or Deacon? Is Heineke just that short? He can't see nothing? Because there was some simple plays that were happening, man, in the end of the game. But again, who was in the game? I wasn't paying attention. Like I said, I quit and started cooking.
They even took the running backs out. They put your boy in, third string running back. Hey, I think what's going. I don't know. Let's say this. We should have scored on the goal line or went for it on fourth down. You got to score that. That's 7 points we don't have. That going forward on our 30. That blew the whole game wide open. Now we're behind. Now we had to count on Heineke throwing the ball, which we said one day it's going to happen where he's going to be showing his flaws where he has to throw the ball and they're going to key on him and he's not going to be – because a couple of them balls that were spectacular catches like one of Jahan, that joke was behind him. He just got luckily bounced in front of him and he was able to catch it. But then you had the almost interception in the first quarter he threw. And then the actual interception he threw, I think he just got rattled and tried to get rid of the ball real fast because he was about to get sacked. So, I mean, keys to the game, man. You can't turn the ball over like that. That's why he lost his position right now. Had Wentz come in toward the beginning of the fourth quarter. It was already in the fourth quarter. But I would assume that the quarterback changes is already made. You know, they was already iffy on Heineke. He didn't have a real short leash, but obviously they were prepared to yank him if something went bad, and he just had a couple bad series in a row and they yanked him. Like I said, Winston, his first pass was way off. He overthrew dude, but that was the same thing as any other quarterback coming. You're excited, you got your energy, you're pumping, you're trying to throw a ball, and you just gunned it hard. So he settled down. He had a couple good passes, a couple bad passes too. I mean, they're kind of off, but he hadn't played in like 8-9 weeks, so that's what you expect. This is what we were saying in the podcast last week: is that even if he comes in, don't expect nothing because he hadn't played in so long. So he's anyway. You're right. Scott did run the ball, although I think I would have preferred him pass a little more because they were keying up on our run. They had the best run defense in the league. You're not going to break that, you know what I mean? But you have to do have to keep pushing the ball up the middle. You have to keep running. So, I think this game is Ron's fault at this point. I think because he just that call on that going 4-on-4 on our own 30. Like I said, that broke the game wide open.
Well, when you have lack of talent in certain positions, 1 or 2 mistakes from the coaching staff or 1 or 2 mistakes from the quarterback, the game is over. A couple of holding penalties, the game is over. It's a talent. Unfortunately, NFL and football in general, man, it's just the talent, man. I mean, you just have to go get it. You got to have people on your team to go get it, like Dotson, like Terry, like Samuels. You know what I'm saying? Like Robinson. You got to have the more players you have that can go get it, the more opportunity you can win, and you can overcome inferior coaching. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of teams that win Super Bowls that don't really have great coaching. There's some Cowboy teams that won with bad coaching and won Super Bowls. There's some great Baltimore teams. One year, Baltimore had no quarterback, but had everybody on the defense was all pro. You know what I'm saying? And they won a Super Bowl. So unfortunately, we had some lack of talent in certain situations, especially when we lost Cam Curl. That really hurt us on our defense. Cam Curl is pretty much like he calls the plays. He seemed like when he doesn't play, the defense is not as good for some reason. I don't know what Cam does, but I can tell when he's not out there.
That's what happened in the first 4 games. He wasn't there.
He wasn't there. He got hurt in this game. He's. You can really tell the defense is not as dominant or not as at the level that we would like it to be competitive. Yeah. And I personally believe that Ron made that call that he normally probably wouldn't have made because he felt like he needed to hold that ball as long as possible. You know what I'm saying? And it was a bad call, and it cost. It cost us the game. And unfortunately, we knew 97 was coming around that corner. And, we was chipping them, we were double teaming them, but he still kept coming. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully,
Joe.
we can improve our talent level. And I truly believe that we were one coach, one QB, and one owner away from winning the whole thing. We got some talent. We're not that far behind.
We don't suck.
We don't suck. But we're not there where they at. Their defense was banging. And really, look at they took a 7th round quarterback. That's like Heineke, really.
He is Heineke.
He's the same thing as Heineke, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
But the talent around him was so great. The offensive line was so good. The running back game was good. The receivers and the tight end is good. All they got to do is loft the ball to them. They make plays for them.
Can I ask a question? Can JDR ever see that we could not put no heat on this quarterback the whole entire game? I think we got 1 sack.
We got 2.
We got to. I don't understand.
That's right, Joe.
The worst player on the offense was the quarterback. And I'm like, why are we not? We just got to tap him. A good, solid tap to get him just to second guess, to get a little wincy or whatever, man.
But can I answer that question, Tracy?
Yes, sir.
One, I know you missed the blitz, but your defensive coordinator is not. Two, they got a dude named 71 Williams, who used to play for us, who is all-world tackle. The guards is all-world. They got 2 or 3 all-pros on the offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Their offensive line was superior or just as equal as our D line. You know what I'm saying?
To the
Just
point
as
where they
equal.
could pick up an extra man.
Well, I just told you your defensive coordinator does not agree with you, Tracy, about the blitz game.
Obviously.
He just, I mean, you've been talking in 3 years. He just don't see it the way
4.
you see it. 4 years. With 3 years, he's been in 3 years.
It feels like 7.
You know, hey, if he, you know, we saw the Giants kept coming. You know, we saw that the week before. We saw that.
You saw that red coming at us tonight, and it was like, I was like, oh, run, Heineke. I was screaming for his life. Heineke, get out of there. It was terrible, man.
You know, and so our defensive coordinator just does not agree with. He wants to drop,
30.
He wants to drop everybody back in zone and come with 4. That's what he wants to do. He wanted that quarterback to pick him apart, and that's what
Right.
he did.
That's what I'm saying. He obviously wants the quarterback to pick him apart and just drive down the field.
Okay. So Chase Young's return, how do he look? How do y'all? Because he made some
For his
plays.
first
He
game,
showed up.
he looked good.
I mean, he was playing against 71 on Deacon. He played
No, but he
against
showed
71.
up. He had some good plays.
He played against one of the best tackle in the league. And
I'm not worried about him.
It looked like he should have came in the New York game is what it looked like.
That's what it looked like to me, too. It looked like he'd have played that New York. I don't know why he didn't play the New York game. Because he looked like he was good enough to play the New York game. You know what I'm saying? He should have played the New York game because we need him. I want to ask you about the cornerback, St. Jude. How did he look to y'all? What do you think how he looked?
I mean, he looked all right. He got burnt on that one play.
He looked a little slow to me.
That was down the middle.
Slow, yeah.
He got it. Them dudes came together in the end zone, and either one of them could have caught that ball.
Yeah.
Kittle caught it, but St. Juice man was coming across to a post, and he was beat too. He was trailing.
Right.
So, and that was the safety's fault.
Right.
I wasn't really paying attention too much to him. I was just seeing when he showed up on the screen. So I can't say how he looked good or bad. I just know that one play he showed up that it was.
Kittle's got a daggone highlight film for us, man. All his highlights and future tops football cards will have a Washington Commander following him as he's burning us in the end zone.
And the funny thing is that they are who we were a couple of games ago, which is the hottest team in the league. They on an 8-game win streak, So this time, even with the rookie quarterback 7th rounder, they still scoring points.
Yeah, I saw
no sense.
Huh?
Makes no sense.
Yeah. It doesn't really. I mean, talking about he's literally irrelevant. He's the last player picked in the whole league.
I mean, I have to for the last player to pick in the whole league, man. He looked got great coaching. Does matter. You can see that.
Oh yeah. We got our coach.
Tell him again, Al. Tell him again.
Coaching does matter.
We definitely got our coach.
And when you don't have talent, coaching really doesn't matter.
Our success level is so thin that
Right.
we can't afford one player to go out. You know what I'm saying? And that's Cam Curl for the defense. Can't afford him to.
We can't overcome holding penalties.
No, we can't do
sacks. We can't overcome anything. We have to go forward every play.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
If we get a holding penalty, it's over. We can count that series over.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. Do you start Wentz next week against Cleveland? We play Cleveland next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you can't pull Heineke and then put him back in the next game, and especially in the fourth quarter, because what's the point? There's no point except for to get the other quarterback ready for the next game. I don't see any other reason why. Hold on. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So For me, yeah, you just put him in and you see what he got. We got to find out.
David
We're
said-
not going to. We're not going to the playoffs. We're not going.
And there he go. See, he wasn't supposed to say
I'm
it.
reality, baby. I'm reality all day. What are you
No,
talking
you
about?
wasn't, because you thought we was going to win this game. You said somebody
Yeah,
tell
before it
Ron.
started.
I called Ron. He wouldn't pick up the phone. I said, all you gotta do is win this game because New York lost, Minnesota
Everybody lost. Everybody we needed to
do
lose.
this. And now you talking about we ain't going. And
It's game over. Shit.
right.
Reality sets in.
Hey man, somebody else can lose.
So we'll be tied with Detroit and what's the name? Who we tied with? Seattle and Detroit.
No, it's the same. I think it's the same
Well,
as it was when we came in this week because everybody lost. Giants lost, Detroit lost, Atlanta lost, Seattle lost. So it was there for the pickings.
So
So
we
we
seven.
still
To,
the same. I think we're still in the playoffs, but we like the last. We're on the edge. We're a half game above Detroit, or something like that. Half game.
New
above.
York losing, man. Look, Joe Maggio was like, yo, man, we still there. We may not earn the playoffs, but we there. A half game ahead. So now,
Yeah.
what you guys say now, Deacon?
I said-
Al
I didn't
got
say-
Ron going on. Al been holding the Ron for a minute.
I didn't say we was out of playoffs. I
Go
said
for
we
it.
got
Go for it.
Go for it.
We said he was going to do
Hey,
that.
look, he don't have that other coach, that coach, the coach's coach, that one that gets fired, nobody know about, be like, what? You about to do what?
Hey,
You're
what
fired,
do
Keenan.
you?
I'm
I
going
mean,
for it.
do you play the rookie?
Yeah.
Quarterback?
At some point, I want to see how, man. Shit.
If Wentz doesn't win the next game, you bring the rookie in, man.
For the last game against
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Yeah. Well,
No.
Huh? You want to win that one, if anything, huh?
Yeah.
Well, the
Hey,
Cowboys
look,
just beat
that's our
Philly.
Super Bowl. I said that game is going to matter. It's either going to
But
matter
they're in
for
the playoffs, though.
or it's
We
going to
hope
matter
they
for
get out.
pride. For
Yeah.
pride. The Cowboys just beat Philly, so now we're not the only team to beat them. So now, if the Cowboys and we got nothing to lose, we play whatever we got. We throw the whole kitchen sink. I don't want.
Well,
I
we
mean,
got
hell,
that's because
we
we got to
gonna
put
play, we
Heineke
gonna play
back
all
in.
three quarterbacks. I want it. There's nothing else left. We got to beat the Cowboys, man. Come on.
I mean, I'm with you.
At
I'm
least
with you. But which one of our quarterbacks can do that? They just
Heineke
they
can't
just
do it, DK.
they
It's
just put
that-
40 burgers on Philly.
No, listen.
I know
Listen.
Heineke can't. Well, I ain't gonna say he can't. do it. I'm
Heineke
just saying
beat Philly.
he's not our best option.
Heineke beat Philly. Heineke kept us in the game, like you said, first half. Did you see the Tampa Bay? Did you see the GOAT, as everybody say, go
Man.
up against this team? No, you didn't, because they cut the feed. That's how bad he got the brakes beat
I
off.
mean, Tampa Bay looked last week. I mean, the last 7 teams looked terrible against them. I mean,
You
49
did not see the GOAT do anything, and there's no better quarterback, Deacon. So I don't want to
Well,
hear that.
It is
Heineke
this year.
can't do it.
Come on now. It is this year. He might have been
Well,
the GOAT
okay,
the
so
last 5
then-
years.
So the GOAT. So see, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
That's
that
over reality. He's not the GOAT this year. He's
no,
just a different-
he's not the GOAT this year, but he's the GOAT when it comes to quarterbacking. His skill set of quarterbacking is nobody greater. So if he was on our team, maybe we would have won. But Heineke did what he couldn't do. So that's all I'm saying. I don't want us to just not look at what did happen today. What happened today was Ron went riverboat. And we gamble. When you gamble, you lose, and we lost. And
Okay.
and your boy, the defense, as you guys keep saying, Al said it, he put me back in reality. Tracy, your boy is not going to do it. Stop. I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to say we're going to play patty cake at the line on defense and pray that we get something done.
So who you start next week?
Huh?
Who you start next week?
I'm starting Heineke. I'm starting with the guy that got him to this point. I'm starting with the guy that, as your boy Maggio just
But
said, we got us a half game ahead. He threw an interception, and they threw in Mr. Miracle. He did what he could do. Okay, but anything. But these guys want to play for this guy.
I mean, but if we decide, it depends on what the team. The team he might have lost the team because that. I mean, he could have lost.
Now that would be surprising, but I don't
But-
think anybody has the capability to be astute enough to see if he lost the team.
Yes, but say the I think the Browns are out of it, right? But the Browns do have one of the best defensive players, in the league, Garrett, and a really good defense. They have really good defense. Now they lost to the Saints today, barely 17-10. I mean, it was a close game. They battled. So saying that, Browns have a good D line. We have a weak offensive line. Heineke, being Superman Heineke, was probably better help to us than Wentz sitting in that pocket trying to throw in the cold. You know what I'm saying? Wentz is a better thrower. Probably is a better thrower. He got a better arm.
But I don't mean to cut you off, but isn't our new identity to run, not have the quarterback sitting in the pocket?
That is with fingers and toes crossed, because
that's what he did today.
Gonna do.
I think that when Winston
might burn it all down.
I gotta throw because he got great receivers. He has really good receivers. All three receivers are really good. Wentz has the gun. You know what I'm saying? Wentz has the arm to get the ball to them. It's just he's a statue.
Does he have the IQ to get the ball to him? Does he know what the hell he's doing?
Well, he's a statue, and that offensive line is terrible. So that's just the problem.
Yeah,
that was the whole
tuck it immediately when he started coming. Huh?
That's the whole point of changing into a running team, because our offensive line can't sit there and pass block. So it shouldn't be no different from Wentz being in there, from Heineke being in there. You run.
Hey,
that's all we did today is run.
Deacon, you know what? To be honest, I really don't care at this point. I don't care.
But it is the question: do we want to be in the playoffs at the last spot and get?
I think just getting to the playoffs is a talking point. That's all it is. I don't think any of us see the big day.
Do we want to go in there 8-8 or 9-9?
Look at who did we get when we went to the playoffs at 7-9? Who did we get that draft? Because our draft status went down.
We got Davis. Our number one pick was Davis.
Was it 12 or 13, something like that?
We got him Davis was 14 or 15.
13, something like that. I don't know.
I think Parsons went 11 to Cowboys, and we got Davis at 13. Or
my point in saying that is that really nothing. Because if we go to the playoffs, if we limp into the playoffs, all we're doing is limping out of our draft status at this point. You know what I mean?
We get a number 2 now, right? Because Winston
we keep our 2, but we lose a 3 instead of losing the 2 and keeping the 3. So I'm okay with that too. That listen, I was happy that Wentz stayed out that much time so we could keep our draft pick. But I mean, it's always good to get to the playoffs, no matter what. But once again, we're a 500 team. This is for the third year in a row.
Yeah, that's what Ron is. Ron is a 500 coach.
His record is 500. Heineke is a 500 quarterback.
That's why I said we one coach away, one quarterback away, and one Dan away.
We got 3 500 players. Well, you got to worry about Dan. You got to worry about Dan no more. I was on the team.
Hey, look, listen. So, okay. All right. Like I said,
Joe said he was 19.
If we go Wentz, and Wentz choke up, we put Heineke in, and he throws up. We throw in Howell.
Yeah, no. You go Wentz to Howell. You don't waste time going back to Heineke again. You go.
Well, I mean, we're still in it, Deacon. I mean, the coach cannot just choke out because of we want to get draft picks. That's not going to happen.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that. Well,
I'll
say this. Heineke has a different mentality where he doesn't mind coming in as a backup
anywhere.
So I will say he would be ready to play. But yeah, so I still would start Wentz. All I'm saying is I would start Wentz. And if you got to pull Wentz, then pull Wentz. You know what I'm saying? We got to find out.
I mean, Wentz is not going to be on our team next year anyway. He's not going to be on our team. So.
Listen, don't be so sure. Don't be so sure. Look at what we did. Look at the quarterbacks that were traded this year. None of them look good. So don't think we're going to trade for a good quarterback next year. So and don't think we're going to get one in the draft, because especially if we go to the playoffs, because we're going to end up around 15, 16. Them all 5 of them quarterbacks going to be gone. So now you're talking about starting a draft pick this year. You put Sam Howell in the game as our first
Isn't
string.
Sam Howell like 5'7" or something like that? Ain't he real short too?
Stop it, big guy. He's 6 foot, man.
No, he's not. He's smaller than
Heineke is 5'11". He's 6 foot. All of it doesn't really matter.
Little.
You want to start Heineke next week?
I do. I do want to start Heineke.
He's the same dude as Heineke, except he got a better arm.
I just feel like Heineke is that's our best chance because our offensive line is terrible. So
well, we got to worry about their quarterback next week because he's getting better and better every game.
He looked terrible today. I watched the game today. He didn't look good today.
He didn't?
Mm-mm.
Well, you know how he liked to run.
It was cold out there though. They had snow. It was 10 below 0. It was cold. He ain't like the cold. He was in that joint like this. He ain't look good at all.
How was he out?
Was he shaking?
He was shaking.
Hey man, let's get out of here, man. There's nothing we can do about this game, man. We
Hey, Merry Christmas, man. Merry Christmas.
We did what we did, and we did what we did. We are who we say we are.
20-37. They
Jesus.
Almost.
I think he tried to embarrass us like this, though. Why he always trying? That's like the third time we played this
because
coach.
He runs the squad. We fired him. He fired him.
He never pulled the kicker out and went for the touchdown. Went for the touchdown
and got it.
Hey. He tried to run the scoreboard on us, man.
That's when the coach should be like, I want y'all to remember this. Those who gonna be with me next year, remember this game.
You know what they saying? You gonna be here next year?
They're not. Yeah, he should say those who gonna be with me in my other team, because I'll bring you all over.
All right, Joe. Merry Christmas,
all right,
Joe.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Joe. We'll see you next year, buddy.
Hey man, always therapy's good.
Therapy's good, baby.
Don't be shamed.
So yeah, okay. So we play the Browns next week, and do we play on Sunday?
Dallas.
Who?
I think it's Sunday. Yeah, Sunday against Cleveland. I think.
Yeah, I think it was just Saturday because
I think it's New Year's Day Sunday. It's Cleveland. Then we play Dallas. Then the season extra long now. Ooh.
Yeah. It's about to get short for us real quick. Don't worry about it. This season about to go on without us.
Yeah, both games at 1:00 every consecutive Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, let's get warmed up for Dallas. I really don't care about next week.
Yeah, we got to see what happened to Cam too, man, because he's like premium for us, man. We got to pay that dude.
Yeah. That's true. Go ahead and get him under contract.
Yeah, they got to get him on the contract. Every time he don't play, we look terrible.
I will say D4 got another interception. So good for him. He's always around the ball.
Deuce.
22 do his thing. I give him that. He did get beat on that pass.
Hey man,
you get one, you take one. What are you going to do?
85, man. He had some extra juice or something. He was just running away from us, man.
Kills is fast, man. He's a fast tight end.
That's
his man. He's not a great blocking tight end, but you put him up against a linebacker. What Mayo going to check him?
I know we.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. All
All
right, y'all.
It's
Merry Christmas.
It feels pretty bad, but there's always
Happy New Year.
All right, gentlemen.
I came here because Mitch and Murray asked me to. They asked me for a favor. I said the real favor. Follow my advice and fire your fucking ass because a loser is a loser.
You don't know. Yeah. You don't know who you messing with. You don't know who you messing with. You don't know. You don't. I run you up and down the Serengeti. Heads ain't ready. I chew you up and spit you out like chicken confetti. My rhymes are heavy like elephants, stomping your regiments, dismembering all your limbs, ripping your ligaments. I break you down to an atom, change your chemical structure, roots and culture. You don't wanna fuck with this brother. I'm like a time bomb, or a fresh can of Wilson. Stylus plexiglass, got you face down in the grass, ready to blast. sticky for your jewels and your cash. Call me Robin Hood, take the loot back to the hood. I wish you would try to retaliate. I wait like a sniper, beat you like Street Fighter, heat you up like a lighter. Don't need no ghost writer, original skill, killing at will, terminates career like the pill. This is real, not no fiction, came up for my jurisdiction. I'm liver than you, whether freestyle or written, hitting hard like a hammer, like a natural disaster, like a hurricane. Plain and simple, bringing the pain. Won the battle, what? I'm ready to do this, beat your ass like Lennox Lewis, play you out like